Hey guys, I'm in Tuscaloosa, Alabama today, and for the tip of the day, I wanted to talk about your approach to all the customers. The approach, as you know, in the sales conversation is what starts off the entire sales process. It's your first impression on that customer or the owner. So you really want to make sure that you nail your approach, right? And the approach doesn't have to be this big, long, detailed show kind of a thing. It's pretty straightforward, you know. We spoke about in the training the 4-point approach. Tell them who you are, who do you work for, why are you there, and then ask them a question. You know, it's pretty straightforward, it's pretty simple, and you need to keep it that way. Now, when you're online and you do a search and you click on the link and you go to the website, you usually spend 8 to 12 seconds looking at the homepage. That homepage just has that much time to give you a reason to stay there, whether it's something interesting that you're reading or if it's something to click on. But between 8 and 12 seconds, if you don't find something that interests you, you're going back to the search results. Think of your approach as the homepage to a website. You've got 8 to 12 seconds to give them a reason to keep talking to you or to get interested, right? So keep the approach very simple. So for me, I just say, hey, I'm Brad. I'm with PocketMoney. We're putting out this coupon book that we're going to hand out to the students here at wherever your school is. And I stopped in today to find out who do I need to speak to about getting your company in our book this year. You know, there's nothing fancy about it. It's very straightforward. It's who I am, who I work for, why I'm there, and asking them a question, right? Now, you can use your own personality and make this whole process your own. I'm a bit of a nut, a goofball, as you know, from our interviews and from speaking on the workshops. I like to mess around. So today, for example, we stopped into a store that was definitely geared toward the college girl as far as clothing and fashion. They also sold a lot of makeup. So when I walked in, the lady behind the counter said, hi, can I help you? And I said, yeah, I'm a big fan of Bare Minerals makeup. And I want to know if they have Bare Minerals for dudes yet. And she totally wasn't expecting that. And she looked at me and just burst out laughing. And I was like, great. So I said, actually, I came in because my name is Brad and I work for PocketMoney. And we're putting out a coupon book that we're going to hand to the students here. And I stopped in today to find out who I needed to speak to about getting you guys into our book next year. So it was pretty short and sweet. But for me, it was just loosening them up with a little bit of humor. Doesn't work for everybody. You've got to make it your own style. Some people are very direct and they just put a smile on and this is who I am and why I'm here. But for me, I like to loosen them up with that. So very short and sweet 4-point approach. Now, one thing that you guys can do that I found is working very well is once I tell them who I am, who I'm working with, and why I'm there, I tell them, you know, we've been in this market for years, but we've been in this market as a company called Campus Special. Have you heard of them? And the majority of people that I would speak to, whether they were customers of Campus Specials or if they're new customers to the coupon book in general, most people have said, yeah, I've heard about them. You know, I've spoken to a lot of people who were former students who now work at these places who said, oh yeah, I was a student here and I looked for them every year. They were great. But then I'm very clear to make sure I say, okay, well, Campus Special got closed down this past March. And I used to work there. My partner Gavin used to work there. We loved what we did working with the students, so we decided to form a new company called PocketMoney. So that's why we're here. So you can use, have you heard of Campus Special to loosen them up and to maybe get them talking? Just be very careful and clear. We are not Campus Special. I worked there, Gavin worked there, but we're not that company. We didn't merge. You know, there was no rebranding as PocketMoney. It's just that we took all of the best learnings while we worked at Campus Special and we added them to PocketMoney. And one of the big changes is last year we had a big book at Campus Special, and this year as PocketMoney we're going back to one that fits in your pocket, hence the name PocketMoney. But going back to the approach, it's just a 4-point approach. So I would say, hey, I'm Brad, I'm with PocketMoney, and we produce a coupon book that we hand out to the students here. In fact, we've been in the market for years, but before we were known as Campus Special. Have you heard of them? Conversation starts. So going back to the approach, 4-point approach, who are you? Who do you work for? Why are you there? Ask them a question. It's very short. It's very to the point. You can make it your own and have some fun with it, or just be very direct and short. But that is the key to starting off these sales conversations, the approach. Just make it your own and have a little fun with it and keep it short and sweet. So tomorrow, when you go out, before you go into each place that you're going to stop in your head, think about, all right, what do I want to say? Get your approach ready, keep it simple, go in the door and say hello. Watch how many conversations you start off with using this approach that go the right way. All right, guys, thanks for checking this out. Good luck today, and I'll speak to you guys soon.